To get started with your outline for the career comparison essay, you need to open a standard Word document and set up the format. In MLA format, we use Times New Roman 12 point font, and that's where you change it. And the spacing, here's where you can change spacing. You can also change it with this drop box. But for now, we're going to change the spacing here to 2.0, and then I go back to that same icon, click again, click remove space after paragraph. If either one of these things says remove, I need to click it because I don't want an extra line space added in there. Another way to check for that extra line space is in this little paragraph settings box with the arrow in it. Word will, for whatever reason, automatically set this to 8 points after, and you don't want it to do that. So you want to set it to 0. You don't want it high. You want it set to 0. And both of these will be set to 0 then, and then don't add space between paragraphs. The same style is another good thing to click just for good measure. All right, and then click OK. And then you're going to type your name and my name and your class and the due date of the assignment. We'll say this is the due date of the assignment. You check for your due date for each assignment. This is a standard paragraph formatting style that I am showing you, so you can use this not just for a comparison essay, but for any type of essay, just to help you set up your format. So save this link to the video and continue to reference it when you need to set up an outline. So to center a title, you can click the center box. If your instructor wants a thesis at the beginning, you can just type in thesis and then type your thesis. I'm asking you to put your thesis at the end of your introductory paragraph within the outline, so I'm fine with you just centering and starting with a title. I would like you to use your working title for the essay. The title of your essay is the first opportunity you have to get the reader to be interested in reading your essay. So make your titles creative, original, insightful, thoughtful, funny, interesting, compelling in some way. Make your reader want to read the rest of the essay just by grabbing them with the title. Now, I'm going to left align again here. And I need to set up the outline part. The first thing I do, however, before I go trying to make the outline happen, is I'm going to click Shift and I, period, capital I. So Roman numeral 1 is a capital I. Then I'm going to go to the multi-level list and click Define New Multi-Level List. And this is 1, so I'm going to leave that there. Number 2 is going to be, well, I want first level to be a capital ABC. And that's probably all I need, but if I wanted to go ahead and do the third level in case I decide to use it, it's an Arabic 1, 2, 3. Arabic numerals are the numbers that you've counted with your entire life. So there you go. All right, so we have Roman numeral 1, that's the introduction. I can't type and talk at the same time. So you want to start with a general sentence. You want to start with the hook, right? The hook is the sentence that gets your reader interested, hopefully along with your title. So if I wanted to just leave the word introduction there, I hit enter and it gave me another Roman numeral, but tab gives me the capital A. So I'm going to format my introduction like this. So the hook is something interesting about the two careers, or maybe how I became interested in the two careers for the career comparison essay. Bridging to the thesis gives some context or background. So do that. And then your thesis statement. Which career, or why are these two careers interesting to compare? Why do they interest you? What three aspects are you going to compare about them? All right, and then you're going to have a main idea sentence about the first aspect you are going to compare. So I'm going to say, this could be aspect 1, sorry, I don't want my colon yet. Could be education. And then you would talk about it with the first career and the second career. They could be similar. And so you want to also talk about the two careers in the same order every time. So in your thesis, you might have the three aspects. Mention those. And then under here, you might have some details. So I could tab over. I just want to show you how this works. Oh, it's not going to let me. I have to write detail and maybe quotation from the Occupational Outlook Handbook. So that would apply also. I'm going to just go all out and say explanation after that. And then you want to transition to your next career. Likewise, in contrast, similarly, are you talking about differences or similarities about aspect 1? Okay. So all of these things would apply here too. So this outline that I'm creating is just the bare minimum. You're going to be writing full sentences. So a detailed sentence, the main idea will be about education, then you'll write details for each one, a quotation about each one, and then an explanation about each one. So look at the sample essays to see how that works. Then I'm going to copy and paste just to make this go faster. You're going to do the same thing with another aspect. Aspect 2. It might be income. How much money can I make at these two careers, right? And then aspect 3 could be work environment. Do I like the work environment of these two careers? Or it could be special skills. It could be anything. So whatever the two things that you, or the three aspects of the two careers that are the most important three things for you when you're deciding what career you would like to have, those are the things you should include. And again, you're not going to copy and paste this. You're going to write full sentences for each of these things. Then finally, you're going to have the conclusion. Oops. Without saying the words in conclusion. I'm just putting the word conclusion there to remind you that's what goes there. And like with the introduction, I'm going to leave just the word conclusion there and show you that you're going to have your thesis reworded. So you're going to restate your thesis that was at the end of the introduction. You're going to write another thesis that says the same basic thing. What are the three most important aspects of these two careers that make you interested in comparing them? So, 3 aspects. Oop, my typing fingers did it again. And then recap the major points you made, and then answer the big so what. What is the big important thing that you have proven or shown in your thesis? Your thesis should be debatable. It should be arguable. You're making a claim. You're making an argument, an assertion, something that somebody could disagree with. If you are just stating a fact and no one could disagree with it, then that's not a thesis. That's not an argument. So it has to be debatable. All right, and then after you have done your outline, you need to also include the works cited. I'm asking you to actually include the quotations here. And so I want you to go ahead and work on your works cited as part of the outline requirement. So to do that, I'm going to click Insert and Page Break. And then I want to get out of my outline format. So I just hit backspace, hoping that that takes care of it for me. I'm going to format this. I'm going to center the title Works Cited, and I need my 2 articles that I am citing from the Occupational Outlook Handbook. There is another video that demonstrates how to cite the Occupational Outlook Handbook. I'm just showing you how to format it. So center the title Works Cited, come back up here next to paragraph to this little square with the arrow. The indentation is going to be different. So under indentation, under special, click hanging and then click OK. And then you will be ready to have the article title and then the Occupational Outlook Handbook. And all of the rest of the information that goes here. It'll be the publisher, which will be the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, U.S. I'm just going to keep going until my time runs out on my recording session. Now, if I had an author of an article, I would put the author's last name, comma, first name. But for this huge website, there are many authors, and so I don't have an author listed. I don't want to start with the contributor or the publisher of the website. If you ever see a company listed when you're copying a works cited from maybe a works cited generator, if they list a company and not an actual person, then you need to change that so that the article title is first. And then after U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics, you'll have the date that it was most recently updated. So let's just say it was updated now. And then you will have the URL, which, because I'm not on that website, I don't have access to the URL. But I didn't have to tab over to make that happen. I just typed to the end of the line and it naturally fell into a hanging indent because I set it up that way up here, indentation. So if yours messes up for some reason, just go back, highlight your whole works cited, not the title, but the works cited. Go back to here. I'll show you how, if I say none, okay, it's all lined up there. So I want it to be hanging again. I highlighted it. I click hanging and OK. So one thing that you need to note about outlines is if you create an outline, if you have an A, you must also have a B, at least. You can have C, D, E, F, but if you have an A, you must have a B. If you have a 1, you must have a 2. In this case, we have a 2 and a 3. So make sure that you know that. That will be on your final exam, so make note of that. Remember it forever, at least till the end of this semester. Okay, that's how you create the outline. I will post this format. You can open this and backspace where I have stuff and write full sentences for each of these things I have required of you. Email me if you have any questions.